Welcome to my Hebrew channel, Milbraika. Today I'm looking at a phrase from the scriptures, Nogeach, Vevavat, Eno, touching the daughter, Bat, of his eye, Eno, his eye. Which eye? That's the eye of God, the eye of Jehovah. Jehovah takes a close look at us, looks very closely to us, and if somebody attacks the people of God, it's like attacking the eye of God, the eye of Jehovah. So a very personal, close-up sense of how Jehovah works with his people. So interesting study today. Let's take a quick look at some of the phrases here. I had a longer study that I've had to abbreviate or cut down, and so we'll try to keep it down within reasonable length today. And we have here in Psalm 17, verse 8, Shomreini ki eshon bat ayin, protect, keep, guard me, so first person singular suffix pronoun here, keep me, guard me. Ke ishon, this is small man. It's an intensive, the on of course intensifies things, but it's intensifying it downward here. It's the smaller person, the smaller man, and it's like seeing a man reflected in the pupil of your eyes. So ke ishon bat ain beshel kenafecha tashtireni, under the shadow of your wings, hide me. Tashtireni, hide me under the wings, under your wings, under the shadow of your wings. Now, ayin, of course, this is the ancient form, based on the paleographic or the hieroglyphic form of the letter, consonant here, of the ayin right here. This is what it looked like. It was a circle with a pupil in the middle of it. It looked just like an eye. It was an eye. That's what it means, ayin. Same thing here. So the letter ayin, the consonant ayin in the Hebrew language is the eye. So, but ayin. And what we have here is bat, a daughter, and of course I have a little picture here of this. I try not to go too much in graphics. I put too much graphics, it kind of messes up my program, but here it is. It's the daughter, it's the young child, it's the one that you care for a lot, well-liked person, okay? So this is, and then this, when you look at how this is set out, there's lots of, this is the very literal translation. Keep me as a small man of the daughter of your eye, hide me in the shadow of your wings. So this is the Ishon, that's the small man. Bat is the daughter, Ayin, and that's the eye. Many translations just say, well, that's quite kind of redundant. And they just drop out the Ishon right here, just go right straight to keep me as the daughter of your eye, hide me in the shadow of your wings. And just what is the daughter of the eye? Well, if you want to look at what we're looking at here, it's the pupil. It's right in the middle. Keep me as the pupil of your eye. So what is the daughter? It's the pupil. It's the center of the eye. It's the dark part of the eye. And then King James, of course, took it as something very precious. Okay, this is part of English vocabulary. It's something that we enjoy of our heritage. Keep the apple of your, keep me as the apple of your eye. So it's kind of like the little black apple seed. It looks just like the pupil of our eye. That's how the Lord takes care of us, and the way He takes care of apple seeds, He takes care of our eyes and takes care of us. So hide me under the shadow or in the shadow of your wings. So lots of ways to go at this translation, and you can go from very, very literal to just where it goes. And King James is a nice way to translate it if you understand where it's coming from. So I put this passage in, Ruth 2 verse 9, just the first half of the verse, because I want to get here to this nag-echa, okay, nogecha. Oh, it's a close syllable, so I'm going to take this as a common satup here, nog-ea, echa. And it starts out with enecha. This is point your eyes at, look at it, okay, let your eyes be on, or take a good look at. Enecha, beshadeh. Asher yik sorun, and so put your eyes on closely on the field where they are harvesting, reaping. Okay, katsrun are the ones who are cutting the stalks of grain down. You take a look at the kof right here. It's like cutting and tying into the stalks of grain on that field. So follow those who are harvesting, those who are reaping. Ve halachte, and then walk, okay? Acharechen, after them. Now the Hebrew is very clear. This hen is feminine. After those women, okay? Here it's those who are harvesting, everybody, but here it's just follow the women in the field, okay? Acharechen. Other languages do manage to point out the feminine side of this, but in English, it's unfortunately them covers both sides. But here in the Hebrew, it is acharechem, after them, those women. Then, halo, have I not? Shivati, ordered or charged. Okay, shiviti, have I not ordered? Et hanacharim, to the young men. Okay, these are women. These are men here. Et hanacharim, labilti, to not. Noch echa, to not touch you. Okay? And we can understand that as touching aggressively or in inappropriate ways and so forth. So Boaz here is really putting on the strength of the muscle, make sure his men don't touch Ruth here in the field just for her being a foreigner. So get here to Zechariah 2, verse 7 and 8, and I've included verse 7 because there's a bit of a contrast going here between this verse and this verse. So in fact, there's somewhat of an inclusion of sound at least. Meaning is quite a bit different, but there's a whole series of bits here. So Hoistion, himalti, okay, escape, go sliding away, okay, himalti. Malat is, think of it as the slippery stuff that's on the shore of the Dead Sea, go sliding through that. Himalti. Yoshbe, those who are living, the inhabitants, but Babel, okay, daughter of Babel, okay, the daughter living under the daughter of Babel, okay. Daughter of Babel would be the goddess who takes care of Babel, okay, but Babel, in other words, escape from that kind of oppression and paganism, okay. Ki ko amar Yehovah Shebot ahar kevod, for thus says Jehovah of Hosts, according to or after his glory, according to his glory. Shelachni el hagoyim, I am sending to the nations, ha-sholim, those who plundered, etechem, you. So I'm going to send you to those nations that caused you a lot of trouble, who plundered you. Okay, this is now in judgment. Okay, shelachni al hagoyim ha-sholim etechem, ki nogeach bechem nogeach ba Babat Eno, in the daughter of his eye. Okay, those who touch you, touch. Okay, same noun right here as a participle. The same word that's used also for the Boaz warning the workers in this field not to touch Ruth. And here it is, Nogeach, Bachem, Nogeach. He who touches you, plural here, Nogeach touches Bababat in the daughter, in the pupil, in the apple, Eno, of his eye. And the reference here then is back to Jehovah. Jehovah's sending these people out to do these things in the nation. So it all goes back to if you poke or if you are touching the eye of those who are God's servants, you are literally, God takes it as getting also touched or poked in his eye. I use the word poke here because it is nogeach, is a little bit more aggressive and violent than just simply touching. It has a bad purpose to it. And I did include here, I've repeated the last part of the last verse here, ki ha-nogeach bechem, nogeach babat, no, because there's three bits right here. Ve, va, vat. Okay? Ve, va, vat. You just take it as a hammer, pounding here. Ve, va, vat, ba, 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 ba. And it parallels what we find in the first part of the previous verse, bat, ba, ved. So you have three bets again, ba, ba, ved. Okay, all of them hang down into a miura accent pattern. And then the bat is pushed across to the end here in this portion. So here we have it over here, bat, daughter, and here the bat is over here. But over here, this is then pushed to the back here. So ba, ba, bat. Very much in parallel, and put in here as a way of contrast. Okay, this is the evil one, this is the good one. Okay, so that's very much in contrast of these three bits, contrasting these three bits. Phonetically, sound-wise, it's harmonizing. It sounds makes it sound parallel. It is parallel, but it is a contrast, of course, as well. Zechariah 2, verse 6 and 9, and now the big picture, and I've concluded a few more verses here. Get up, leave the land of the north. This is the declaration of Jehovah. Here we're in Zechariah 2, starting with verse 6. For I've scattered you like the four winds of heaven. This is the declaration of Jehovah. Go, Zion, escape. Bilti, okay, Belat, slide along. For you are living with the daughter, you who are living with the daughter of Bat Babel, you are living with the daughter of Babel. For Jehovah of Hosts, okay, Jehovah Shevot, says this: He who sent me for his glory against the nation who are plundering you, anyone who touches you pokes the daughter of his eye. Nege, nege here. I will move against them with my power, and they will become plunder for their own servants. And then you will know that Jehovah of Hosts has sent me. And again, Zechariah 2, verse 8, for Jehovah of Hosts says, for his own glory he has sent me to the nations that plundered you. For anyone who touches you, and pump it up a little bit, jabs the eye of the daughter of his eye, of the eye of Jehovah. Okay, wow, that's I should put this in masculine or in uppercase lettering here. Most translations of Zechariah tend to be mild. The translation of naga, the word is usually translated touch. It's easier. It has a little more calmness to it if you just leave it with touch. I know I've done a lot of comparison as to how this can be translated. But if anyone touches something as sensitive as the pupil of the eye, it's a violent act. Persecuting God's people is like poking Jehovah in the eye. God promises to move with all of his power against those who poke him in the eye. The offending nations will be plundered by their own servants. Social injustice is truly a very dangerous practice. And again, Zechariah 2, verse 8, now God's people are sent to the nations. We are scattered like the four winds of heaven, and there have been many nations like Babylon who have plundered God's people. The book of Revelation describes the persecution that Rome imposed on the Christians. Today, Christians living under fanatical religious or political regimes often suffer brutal violence. You see it all the time in the news. But God takes it personally when his people suffer for their faith. God has a very personal relationship with his people. The Hebrew language describes it as an eye-to-eye contact. God's relationship with us is up close and personal. Zechariah 2, verse 8 emphasizes the up close and personal. If we have been attacked or mistreated because of our faithfulness to God, Jehovah feels it like a jab in the pupil of his eye. There's a saying in Spanish that goes, he who messes with you messes with me. Jehovah does the very same thing. Those who mess with a servant of the Lord messes with the Lord. Our eye-to-eye relationship with Jehovah should give us great personal comfort when we face adversities. Everything that happens to us works out for our good. And as James states it clearly when he says, count it all joy, my brothers, when you meet trials of various kinds, for you know that the testing of your faith produces steadfastness. And let that steadfastness have its full effect, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. We also know that all of the evil in this world eventually faces God's justice and his vengeance. And now, until the next time we meet again.